guys, this is Roy69501 and welcome to my channel. And also welcome to my first video of DC versus Marvel storyline event. But before I start, we all know what I'm gonna do. The comic is Superman issue number 60. Intergang goes down fighting. This is an awesome cover. Here we get to see Superman like in a bad mood. Check that out. Awesome, huh? Nice. So I'm going to put it here. Okay. Stay. Well, this is my first video of this event. You know, even though that, the event was big back then in 1996. And it was fun also. Well, it was a big deal back then. Everybody was crazy about it. I know because I was one of them. You know, who can tell that there's going to be a gladiator match between DC and Marvel? It was awesome back then. Well, I'm going to give you my thoughts about the whole storyline of DC versus Marvel. Here's issue number 1. Check that out. Well, basically, the whole story is about these two brothers. They are kind of like gods. And each brother belongs to a different universe. DC and Marvel. And for some reason, they never meet each other face to face. They knew one another, but they never get to meet each other. And for some reason, they don't like each other. Like, you know, I don't like you, well, I don't like you either. So they were always in constant conflict. You know, they were always in the bad mood. I would say that those two brothers, they would be the next Red Lanterns candidates. Because they were always in the bad mood. So, one of them came up with this crazy idea. They say, look, if we fight one another, it's going to be a no-win situation. Because eventually they're going to destroy one another. So they came up with this crazy idea. Say, okay, look, I'm going to take my best superheroes against your best superheroes, and we're going to have a gladiator match. And instead of the two brothers fighting one another, so they put their superheroes to fight. And each universe, whoever wins more fights, will win the war. And that's what it is. Suddenly, then suddenly, all the superheroes started to disappear. Poof. No matter what they were doing, they all disappeared. Because each brother choose their superheroes, which one is going to represent the universe. So it was a gladiator, plus it was a little bit of public relation. So each brother took a group of superheroes and the other one, and they put them on the ring, and let's have a Royal Rumble. And that's what it is. That's the whole story is about gladiator match. At least the first 2 issues. That's what it is. Here in issue number 2, the same thing. Gladiator match. Yeah, we may have a little bit. There's a story there because all the superheroes do not understand what's going on. So the only one more or less will understand what's going on is Jubilee. Oh yeah, believe it or not, because when they have to fight, well, they have kind of like they like each other instead to be enemies, so they become friends. So they kind of like fall for one another. So we have kind of like a relationship between Robin and Jubilee. You know, so. I wish eventually they will be fine. But, you know, So some of the superheroes, they become friends, opposite universe, and they knew more or less, some of them they knew what was going on and all that. So some of them, they were just expecting that, okay, I think that we need to fight unless the best winner wins. So here in issue number 3, this is when the two brothers, the two gods, they kind of like, for the first time, they see each other. Oh, and top of that, we have Thanos looking what's going on, and we have Darkseid watching from the, both are watching from the distance what's going on. And believe it or not, Darkseid and Thanos, they're both thinking the same thing, to take advantage of the situation. Oh, believe it or not. And on my latest videos I will tell you why. Oh yeah. So on issue number 3, when once the two brothers, they decide to meet each other, well, they saw each other face to face for the first time. So they kind of like blend together and say, look, let's create another universe. So the consequences of the two gods combining together, they create a whole new universe, which happens to be the Amalgam Age of Comics, as we can see here on the end of issue number 3. I don't know the correct pronunciation. In Spanish is amalgam. On English, I think it's amalgam, or is amalgam. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. So from there, from after the end of that, issue number 3 is when this was born. All these one-shots, which I'm going to explain what this is about on my second video, because this whole thing is going to take me about 3 or 4 videos, I think so. So after you read all this, then we go back to here, issue number 4. So here in issue number 4, this is where we get to see some fights between Darkclaw, which is a combination of Batman with Wolverine, and against the Joker, which the Joker happens to be like a mix between, a combination between the Joker and Sabretooth, if I'm not mistaken. So it's an awesome Joker. Can you imagine the Joker craziness with the strength of Sabretooth? And Sabretooth, he's also crazy. So can you imagine that? Oh boy. Oh boy. It would be a big mess. So here we get to see, also we get to see with the two brothers, because each universe, like in this case we got the, what's the name, the Spectre, and the one from the Marvel Universe, which I don't know his name because I'm not too knowledgeable with the Marvel Universe. So they kind of like try to fix things. And here we get to see Axel, the guy of the box, which I'm going to explain you what it's about on my second video. So basically the whole thing about Marvel vs. Universe is a gladiator match. Royal Rumble. Call it whatever you want. That's what it is. And I have to say that the story gets good on issue number 3 and number 4, because the first 2 issues, basically just popping up one superhero here, put them on the ring with some other superhero, and duke it up. Let's have a Royal Rumble. That's what it is. So overall, I would give it I don't want to go too high, but I don't want to get too low either, because it's not that high or it's not that low either. It's kind of like in between. I would give it 3.5, because I don't want to give it a 4, because it's not a 4. And I'm not going to give it a 2 because, well, it's not that bad. So I would give it 3.5 out of 5 of this miniseries, which it was a big deal back then. Even though now the way that they new way to write storytelling, to be honest with you, it's a good read. It does what it's supposed to do, to entertain me. That's it. I mean, you're not going to get overboard like, oh my God, I need to go and get this story because something, this is here and this is there. It's not. It's just a separate story. That's it. The combination of the two big ones. They decide to duke it out. And half of the fight was decided by the fans, and the other half of the matches, they were decided by their respective companies. But half of it were decided by the fans back then. I guess they had to send a letter or call, and whoever gets more votes, well, will win the match. So in the end, Marvel Comics wins the Royal Rumble. He's the winner. So Marvel Comics or Marvel Universe win DC Comics Universe. Maybe some of you might agree or might not agree, but hey, the fans are the one who decide back then who's the winner. So everybody decided that Marvel should be the winner. And there are some pretty good match there, especially the one with Hulk and Superman. That was also fun. It was good. Some of the other match, they were okay. They also, we get to see here Wonder Woman taking or holding Thor's hammer, which I believe she can do it because she's not on the same universe with Thor. So maybe that's why she can hold Thor's hammer. Who knows? And then we get to see a match between Spider-Man, which is not Peter Parker, it's the clone guy, versus Superboy, which happened to be the clone Superboy back from the 90s. So we have two clone superheroes fighting. So it did what it's supposed to do. I mean, you wanted to read something different, something maybe a little bit off the wall, maybe for now standards. It's a fun read. Have fun reading. You know, it's a fantasy it's a fantasy from a fantasy coming to reality. If that makes any sense. You know, to see, you know, maybe you like to see Wolverine fighting Lobo. You say, well, how that match will end. Or Jubilee fighting Robin. Or Batman fighting Captain America. And all that. So, it was a fun read. You know, you just, one of those, take it as a Elseworld or one-shot story that has nothing to do with any of the other two universes. Just a main thing. That is a unique story. That's all. So, before I finish this video, I'm going to have a question for all of you. This is the fun part. So imagine that this event will happen today, right now. We're going to have DC and Marvel. They decide to have another. Well, let's say that instead to this have been done back in 1996, they would decide to do it now, today. Now, I got a question for all of you. I'm going to give you all the matches, who's the superheroes, and you will answer me who will win. Imagine that this will happen now, today. So I'm going to give you all the matches here. We got Superman versus Hulk, Captain America versus Batman, Wonder Woman versus Thor, Wolverine versus Lobo. And now, not only that, they also give you the matches here and the stats of each of the superheroes, which it was interesting. Superboy versus Spider-Man. That's it. And then on issue number 2, let's see, there's more matches here. Yes, Jubilee versus Robin, The Flash versus Quicksilver, Thor versus Captain Marvel, Shazam, Catwoman versus Elektra, Silver Surfer versus Green Lantern, and Aquaman versus Submariner, Namor. So after you watch this video, so I give you the matches that is happening here on this storyline, and I would like to know which superhero will win on those specific matches that I just tell you. Just out of the blue, just to see if now the way that the superheroes are portrayed now compare back to the 90s, although now they cannot change anything of their powers. But I don't know if that, let's see how I can explain it. I give you the matches and you decide who will win. That's it. Just put it on the comments. And then on my next video, I will tell you who won. In all those matches that you're giving, that I just give you, I will tell you who win. Or I can write it on the comments. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's say, for example, I just say Superman and Hulk, and you write on the comments, well, that match will win Superman. And then I will answer. I will say yes or no. If I say no because it's not, well, because has not win. But I will give you the answer according to the story, not because it popped out of my head. Well, guys, this is it. I hope that you like the video. Till then, bye.